From the shadows of the cyberpunks, Satoshi gave birth to a new dawn. Satoshi with his vision, decentralization, and proof of one, Bitcoin was born. You feel the shift beneath your feet. Peer to peer, we break the blockchain we meet. Trust in code, not in the state. We are all Satoshi. This is what we've all been waiting for. Together we trust, together we hold. One block, one chain, tick-tock, next block. Every 10 minutes, Bitcoin the path we made. Together we build, together we grow. We are all Satoshi, we are Bitcoin. This system's alive and we won't let go. And we won't let go. La-da-dee, la-da-da. Hey ya, hey ya. Ooh ah, ooh ah. And we won't let go. Together we trust, together we hold. One block, one chain. Tick-tock, next block, every 10 minutes. Bitcoin, the path we've made. Whoa, the path we've made. Together we build, together we grow. We are all Satoshi and we are Bitcoin. This system's alive and we won't let go. And we won't let go. From the shadows of the cyberpunks, Satoshi gave birth to a new dawn. He gave birth to a new dawn. Birth to a new dawn. From the shadows of the cyberpunks, Satoshi gave birth to a new dawn. Satoshi with his vision, decentralization, and proof of one, Bitcoin was born. You feel the shift beneath your feet. Peer to peer, we break the blockchain we meet. Trust in code, not in the state. We are all Satoshi. This is what we've all been waiting for. Together we trust, together we hold. One block, one chain, tick-tock, next block. Every 10 minutes, Bitcoin the path we made. Together we build, together we grow. We are all Satoshi, we are Bitcoin. This system's alive and we won't let go. And we won't let go. La-da-dee, la-da-da. Hey ya, hey ya. Ooh ah, ooh ah. And we won't let go. Together we trust, together we hold. One block, one chain. Tick-tock, next block, every 10 minutes. Bitcoin, the path we've made. Whoa, the path we've made. Together we build, together we grow. We are all Satoshi and we are Bitcoin. This system's alive and we won't let go. And we won't let go. From the shadows of the cyberpunks, Satoshi gave birth to a new dawn. He Give birth to a new dawn. Voice to a new dawn. From the shadows of the cyberpunks, Satoshi gave birth to a new dawn. Satoshi with his vision, decentralization and proof of work, Bitcoin was born. You feel the shift beneath your feet. Peer to peer, we break the blockchain, we meet. Trust in code, not in the state. We are all Satoshi. This is what we've all been waiting for. Together we trust, together we hold. One block, one chain, tick tock, next block. Every 10 minutes, Bitcoin the path we made. Together we build, together we grow. We are all Satoshi, we are we call Bitcoin. This system's alive and we won't let go. Hey, and we won't let go. La da dee, la da da. Hey ya, ooh ah, and we won't let go. Together we trust, together we hold. One block, one chain. Tick tock, next block, every 10 minutes. Bitcoin, the path we've made. Whoa, the path we've made. Together we build, together we grow. We are all Satoshi and we are Bitcoin. Bitcoin, this system's alive and we won't let go. And we won't let go. From the shadows of the cyberpunks, Satoshi gave birth to a new dawn. He gave birth to a new dawn. Birth to a new dawn.
Hello everyone, here we are again as every week discussing Bitcoin, discussing about treasury companies with our friend in Italy, Matteo Battistoci. How are you doing?
Marco, Fernando.
Sorry,
Yeah, no,
Marco.
It's fine. Yeah, doing great, guys. And yeah, I hope you are doing great as well after a very turbulent 48 hours for Bitcoin purists. But yeah, we will discuss together during the episode.
Yes, there been like a weekend that was very tough with
one.
all the COLCARD thing in the middle. Also, we have to discuss the earnings calls of strategy, plus the announcement that Sailor said yesterday about Bitcoin Drive activated. Let's see what does it mean. And here we are with Immortal. How are you doing?
Hello, guys. Yes, besides the earning calls from strategy, I think the topic that took over the internet was the COLCARD thing. Even though I'm going to say something unpopular, it's not a big deal. It's only 0.007% of the economic power of Bitcoin. So all other hacks before this were way, way bigger. So it's a tiny issue that was extrapolated to the stratosphere because this impact directly to the self-custody ethos of Bitcoin.
Yeah, especially to the self-custody gurus all around the internet, especially on X, who had made a lot of money selling courses, recommending COLCARD as the most secure Bitcoin hardware wallet. And now, for a stupid mistake, just a line of code that nobody saw until now, a lot of Bitcoin, of course, as Diego said, is nothing. Of course, people who are now in loss, people who lost probably all their savings that had been accumulated Bitcoin with discipline, doing self-custody, not buying shit coins, not putting on the exchange, following all what Bitcoin Maxi said. Now they have zero. For them, these are rough times, but for Bitcoin, I think it's nothing. What do you think about that, Marco?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you guys. I mean, it's as Diego said, is a fraction of a percentage point. I think as of today, around 1,200 BTC have been drained from all the various COLCARD wallets. So yeah, I agree that is not really a material thing. But yes, it's a direct vulnerability on all one of the most important feature of Bitcoin, which is self-custody, which is the fact that each one of us can retain property 100% of your own Bitcoin. So I think it's more an ethical point. And again, I think now a lot of people are questioning deeper the podcasters, are questioning deeper all the marketing that has been thrown around over the last years about these devices. And as you said, Diego, as you said, Fernando, I think it's positive at the end of the day also for Bitcoin, because people will now question more, and all those providers and those companies will run much deeper. Maybe also these LLMs model to try to find bugs and try to fix them. So I think it's a sad day for the people who lost Bitcoin for sure, but I'm pretty sure as a overall community and overall system, in a couple of weeks we will recover better. And I think Bitcoin price didn't move. So again, it's a tiny fraction, but with a big echo chamber from X.
Yeah, if we measure in terms of the impact, it's like if there is, let's compare this to a war zone. In terms of impact, this is a bomb that landed in a very not crowded area. Obviously, for those who were affected, I'm sounding like an asshole now, but on the overall zoom out perspective from Bitcoin, it's nothing. Right? Those who were alive and using Bitcoin during the times of Mongols, just as a perspective, Mongols affected probably around 8% of the network. 8%. This is 0.007. So it's orders of magnitude less worse. But yeah, I understand people who lost the funds, especially because it wasn't something like
It wasn't
NFT shitcoin shit.
Yeah.
It was directly into the core of the Bitcoin maximalist ethos. That is what I think affected the most psychologically to the ecosystems. And regarding what's going to happen, in some way, this might strengthen the network in terms like we are discovering new vectors of attack, and eventually it's going to be fixed. But what if this is just the beginning and AI is going to uncover a lot more vectors of attack that today we still don't know?
Yeah, it's possible.
Yes, all of this thing, as Diego said, is the big noise is inside social media. It's inside, especially X. It's not on the newspapers. It's not all around like when FTX crashed. Remember that FTX was a huge change. They had bought a stadium. They had put commercials inside the Super Bowl
All
halftime
celebrities.
with celebrities, so was much bigger. The only thing is that for me, this affects the narrative of all these gurus that criticize Sailor, criticize the NFTs, no, the ETFs, that say this is not Bitcoin, you should do self-custody. We also say the same. If you want to have Bitcoin, you must do self-custody, but the self-custody road is a personal one. The self-custody path is a personal one, so you don't have to pay any guru to teach you what is the best setup for you. I think you should use this money to buy more sats and learn your own way to self-custody.
Also, on defense of those self-custody podcasts, or the guys who actually promote or receive money from COLCARD to promote the product, I could say don't feel so bad, because eventually this happened. It happened before. I remember a case when the FTX collapsed. A lot of these people, the Bitcoin maxis, were attacking other podcasts that were promoting FTX at the time, like Pompliano's podcast. And yeah, at the time you feel like it's deserved, the punishment. But on the other hand, tell me, how can you possibly know the company that is putting money on you, even though you are going to do some kind of audit on the company who is advertising, but it's not possible for you to know all the little details, all the backend, all potential point of failures up front. So how can you know? I would say, yeah, it is. What the part that is bad is that these same people that were promoting the COLCARD wallet were the same that were attacking other Bitcoiners, like the corporate guys, the corporate Bitcoin guys. And now it seems like karma pays back.
Yes, totally. Marco, what do you have to say?
Yeah, no, I agree, but I think it's a problem of incentives, a problem of our how the system is designed, how referrals works. And for majority of people, it's enough that someone pays you a decent amount of money and you completely bypass all your judgment, all your research, and you just focus on, okay, they pay me 20% of every product I can sell via this code, or I will have an X percentage of cash because I'm promoting this website. I don't even check the website. I just like the money. So I think it's a bit broken how the system is designed because of 120 years of fiat money, how the whole internet 2.0 is working. So I think we should all rethink how this system works. And again, Bitcoin is different from it. So it's funny for me to see happen over and over and over the same mistakes from people. Again, Pompliano did BlockFi and did FTX. So one, okay, if you do two big massive blow off completely out of not even seeing the problem, maybe you are a bit fishy. If you are a technical expert and you start to sponsor one hardware wallet or maybe something else, and then you have easy bug on an open code, maybe I don't want to follow you. So I think people needs to be more alert, needs to be more cautious, and judge more hard if people do mistakes. So again, if you say that COLCARD is the best and you are a technical guy, me personally, I don't want to listen your podcast. Even if you do great content, I don't trust you. And you lose my trust. Because again, I don't trust almost anybody. And if you do this mistake on your technical expertise, I put a big question mark on you, on the podcast, on whatever you're doing. Because again, you lose trust in the eyes of consumers. So I think people should raise the standard.
Yeah, but still, I think it's really, really hard, even for these guys, to know, because it's a very typical question from the audience, even for us that we are not talking at all about the technical stuff of Bitcoin or wallets at all, still we have from our audience the typical question: what is the best wallet to have?
Mm-hmm.
It's by far the most repeat question, even in an audience that is not focused on that. So imagine on these other audiences where the whole thing is self-custody, they focus so much attention on this, and at the end of the day, you get your sponsor. You have a bunch of options to select your sponsor, and you're gonna say which one is the best based on how much money they pay you. Not because you do some other research.
Yeah, if this is the first and the only driver on how you select your sponsor, you are doing a bad service, and you need to be kind of punished, meaning that people shouldn't follow you anymore, and because you lose trust. If you do a proper review and you don't put number one only the referral or only the money, then maybe can be a different stuff. But again, I see that I would say 90+% of people just say, okay, this company pay me more, I will endorse and sponsor the shit out of it, and I'm just becoming let's say a bitch of this company, and it's not the way it's supposed to be.
Yes, if you did the research and you trust the company and you endorse, the company can fail and you can be sleeping well. It's the same. We talk a lot about strategy. We don't recommend people to buy strategy, but we don't talk about strategy because strategy pays us money. Because we believe in the model and we think that is the only way to make Bitcoin reach a huge amount of money that at the end of the day, a huge amount of people that at the end of the day is the end goal of all the content that we create here are also in Spanish. But strategy can fail. Of course, we don't think it's can fail, but it has a percentage of chance of failing. So if this happens, it is what it is.
But the difference is that when we talk about corporate Bitcoin, Bitcoin treasury companies, I don't think any Bitcoin treasury company is sponsoring anybody except for some few events or something like that. Other than that, there is no such a thing as Bitcoin treasury sponsor like it is with the wallets or the mining companies. So the incentive is totally different. You can be pretty sure that people talking about Bitcoin treasury companies the way we do or the way like the True North guys do or some other people, is because it's organic, it's because we really believe it is as we think it is. There is no economic incentive other than ourselves investing in the company. We don't need you to put money on the company. We don't need the sponsorship from the company. That's the only incentive. So it's a more true incentive for the podcasting, right? Or for talking opinions about. Different with the problem with the wallets that they are mostly incentivized for how much they pay for this guy to say which one is the best wallet to hold Bitcoin.
Yeah, the only thing I got from Bitcoin treasury companies is merch from Smarter Web Company. By the way, if someone from strategy is watching, I would love to have merch from them. But yes, we don't speak this because we receive money. We trust in strategy. We trust in the model, and that's we speak. So anything else to talk about the wallet problem, the COLCARD problem?
No, maybe just if some people listening. Sorry, Diego, I will go very quickly.
Yeah, have you heard about the other thing that I don't understand because I'm not in that technical level is someone said that even if you move your funds from the Col wallet to the COLCARD wallet to other wallet, you're still not safe. Have you had anything like that? And if so, why?
Yeah, it makes sense.
If you generated your key, your seed phrase with any COLCARD, and you move to another wallet with the same phrase.
with the same phrase.
Yeah.
Right. Wow,
Yeah, if
yeah,
you
Of
that's all.
course,
if you restore to a new device, but the key is broken, so it doesn't matter.
yeah.
Yeah.
The problem
So what
is,
fails is the key, is the access, not other things. So, but it's concerning because some people got confused with this kind of thing, and then there is some kind of
No.
panic on how to act on it.
yeah, the problem is in the entropy of the generation of the keys, that with this, the change that COLCARD did in 2021, that was 40 bits of entropy. So it leave the key, the phrase, very easy to guess for other people. If you use the same keys in other wallet, no matter which wallet is, you are screwed. So the best practice, and I heard today that all of the COLCARD wallets are in danger. Not only the MK3 or MK2, all are in danger, and you should immediately move your funds to any other wallet or even any exchange.
Do you think, Marco, this might affect Bitcoin adoption? Because this was one of the questions that we got from the Spanish audience. Someone saying like this is going to be a big problem for the normies to access to Bitcoin.
I don't think so, because again, it's, as you said, it's a very tiny fraction and it's still very niche. So again, I think normies have still no idea about Bitcoin, let alone understand how to self-custody your own Bitcoin in a separate way with this machine, generate your own seed phrase. So I think it was already for intermediate/expert to have this kind of setup, to have this kind of knowledge. And I also read people saying, this is the end of self-custody for Bitcoin. I think it's not true, because again, when FTX failed, when Mt. Gox failed, when a few other exchanges failed, I don't see that is the end of intermediation on Bitcoin. Exchanges are still there. Binance is still serving 300 million users. Coinbase is growing. Other exchanges are growing. So this will be the same. It's now panic mode for some people, because again, if you have a COLCARD in any possible device, migrate to a different wallet, creating new keys, or use an exchange for the time being. But please move if you have any kind of device from COLCARD, because as Fernando said, the entropy is way too low, and it's so easy for big computer to try to understand the path and to derive and reverse engineering all the public key, all the private key. So again, you need to move fund out. But I don't think is removing any normies from Bitcoin self-custody, because again, it's a pretty intermediate step to do. And I think normies will come back once the price will be higher, once the news will say that Bitcoin is good again. And but before then, I think normie land will not be interested. They will be interested in AI. They will be interested into finding easy money on some other stuff, but not on Bitcoin. So it's a sad day, but it's not the end for self-custody. It's not the end for Bitcoin, and we will move on.
No, we had worse days.
Worse day, yeah.
In fact, it was, I think still self-custody is king. Most of the Bitcoin is still held in self-custody, and is the safest option. If you consider all previous hacks, the big ones from Mt. Gox took around 700,000 Bitcoin or something like that. And then the next one was Bitfinex, 150K, something like that. So they're way, way, way bigger orders of magnitude than this 1,500 Bitcoin. And all of these previous ones were either exchanges or hot wallets. I think this is one of the few cases affected by cold storage devices. And it's actually not a big deal, except for people who obviously were affected, that were around, I think, 5,000 people. 5,000 wallets.
Yeah, it's like when you said planes are the safest transport on earth. If you talk to a person whose relative died in a plane crash, of course, you're going to say, fuck you. The same for people who lost their savings into COLCARD, because, again, we are talking about people who did everything correct, everything what maximalists preach. It's not a shady exchange based on any shady jurisdiction that stole the money, or a meme coin, or whatever scam we saw. Is a problem with self-custody. But I agree with Diego, I agree with Marco, this is a niche problem, a niche inside the niche problem. For the people who is suffering, condolences, or we are sorry of that, but I don't think that it affects the whole Bitcoin ecosystem and the adoption. Normies, as Marco said, are now worried in other things like AI or other ways to make money. And when Bitcoin price goes up, they will come back. And the good news is that there will be better ways to do self-custody for those normies when they come to Bitcoin. In the meantime, if you have a COLCARD, move your funds immediately to an... I think that we had lost the... Let me... okay. We are back? Yes, we are back. But we are frozen.
Yeah, a bit frozen, guys.
Now we are okay?
Technical issues. I don't see you.
Now?
It's still black, Fernando.
Let me check.
Maybe you should switch to the other camera for...
Let me put the...
Yes.
I think it should work.
Yeah, the microphone is a bit low in volume. I think.
Because it's working with the other microphone. No, I think we are shit. We are fucked. This shit happens. Let me check.
Yeah, live program.
Fight. No, now we are.
Yeah,
we are totally black. Let me. I don't know what's going on. Why? Let me do. No, we are totally black. Let's refresh. Let me refresh. Now we are with the...
Yeah, with the other camera,
Yeah, probably the microphone is not going to be good because it's the computer microphone, not this. But at least we have a proper camera. Sorry for the inconvenience in the middle of the call. So we should move to another topic, that is the earnings call of strategy. Have you seen it, and what is your point about, or your thoughts about the earnings call?
Yeah, I didn't watch it in full, to be honest. I watched some clips and some kind of summary. I think once again, strategy is trying now to move from these passive holdings on Bitcoin into active management. I think it was the whole. For me, the biggest takeaway from the call. So to be much more proactive, much more. And displaying to the market, especially to big institutions, that they are now using the 843,000 Bitcoin that they have on the balance sheet. It won't be any more a passive holdings. It will be actively managed. They will do any sort of trades whenever the market will offer them opportunities to exploit an arbitrage, or when they see any of their own securities in a better position to maybe be swapped with another one. So I think it will take some time to market participants to digest. And ultimately, if Bitcoin is compressed to 60,000 and maybe people think that we will go down to 50, of course, MicroStrategy will be the most attacked company, because market participant wants to try to find what's the ultimate level for the company. So again, I didn't watch it fully, so I don't know, guys, if you have more insight than me, but I think the actively managed part is the most important.
Yeah, there were two parts that I like the focus of Michael Saylor. One of them, he says something like, we're going to spend any amount of money possible to make stretch come back to par. This is the primary goal. Why? Because we believe stretch is the $1 trillion opportunity. Anything else is just noise. So during the question and answer session, some of the guys, I think even somehow, was asking like alternatives to improve the situation. Like, how about you sell cover calls with the Bitcoin stack? And sellers say this is a distraction and it's a smaller business. It's not gonna make a big impact on strategy as the company itself, and it's not a big opportunity, and it's also the job of some other guy. It's not our mission to sell covered calls. You can do it, brokers can do it, hedge fund can do it. Strategy have a different opportunity, which is the issuance of preferred stock. That's the biggest business itself. It's a way bigger business than selling covered calls. On the other hand, he says something like, you are also, every time you do cover calls, you are limiting your potential. Yeah. Every time you say the price of Bitcoin is going to, I will sell Bitcoin if the price goes to 80K, hoping that it never gets there. The day that it gets there, it cap your potential upside. So it's a good strategy for a hedge fund, for a person to run this systematically to generate cash flow, but it's not a good strategy for strategy.
Yeah, for sure.
The game plan for strategy is to focus on a business that can make possible strategy to reach the 1 trillion market cap, and that is stretch. Main focus all on stretch. So I guess they are gonna keep buying back stretch, not in a very aggressive way as to push the price, forcibly push it, because he also said that he wanted a true market around it, that it develops organically, but still they are going to intervene to make it work. And he said, if it doesn't work, if we fail on this, then, I mean, it was referring a different way. Someone called it the failure right now because it's trading at below 90. He say, well, if we discover right now that this was a failure, it was a failure. We're still gonna try to make it succeed, but we couldn't know before doing it. The only way to learn it is by doing it, by going to the market and see what the market think about it. So in general, it looks more like focus, like get that straight to what is the main thing. Is stretch coming back to par? All the other things are distractions. We are gonna focus on the thing that they already approved in the previous week, which is the buybacks on MSTR and the other preferred stocks. And focus on that. Any other strategy that they throw around, he totally dismisses. He's not interested in a $10 billion opportunity or in a $50 billion opportunity. He's only interested in an opportunity that can make MSTR go to the trillion market cap club.
Yes. Yes. And what do you think that can happen today based on the image that Saylor posted yesterday, as usual, on X?
Yeah, I think as we were discussing offline before the show, I think it's very unlikely that strategy will buy Bitcoin today because, again, the MNAV is very compressed again on the one area. And yeah, possibly they want still to show that they have this capacity on the USD reserve that is very, very, at this point, only for institutional investor. The interest to increase the USD reserve. For us, it's not, I think it's way too much already. But in their eyes, they want to increase the credit quality of the product. They want to be included in some of the more consideration for the S&P ratings. Maybe it's one of their requirement. So yeah, possibly we will see maybe some stretch buyback in a small amount and maybe some more USD reserve. But I don't think they will buy with this situation more Bitcoin. Whereas on the flip side, Strive, I think they will buy more Bitcoin. They announced similarly their own chart about adding orange dots. So I think Strive is well positioned at this point after months. Their balance sheet is more clean. They are much more quick in their own tactical and movement operationally. So I think yes, Strive will maybe buy some Bitcoin. Strategy, I think they will still be in this credit quality increase and maybe increase the USD reserve, which me personally, I don't like it. But I mean, Sailor knows more than me, and maybe they want to be included in some more important classification for their own credit quality to increase the credit rating, because we should remember that Strategy, as of today, has a B- rating, and all the Bitcoin that they have from S&P is it's considered in the whole package worth 0. So I think they want to have this active management first. They want to have more USD reserve so that they can try to claim that they use this reserve asset in Bitcoin so that they can have a better credit rating. And by having a better credit rating, they might have better opportunities to sell their own securities. So I think that's the overall idea of the management team. In the meantime, yes, I'm not happy if they sell Bitcoin to have cash or if they increase cash reserve at this stage. That's my view. Let's see today.
One thing that Fonli mentioned was that they underestimate how much importance the market give to the fact of holding US dollar, actually.
Yeah.
Like they were so much focused on the Bitcoiners' idea of the melting ice cube is not necessary, but now they say they realize that the market has a different opinion about it. We should do something in between, maybe not the 100% Bitcoin, maybe something. Well, it's being done, right? The increasing the cash reserves, just to make the rest of the market easy with the strategy trade. Eventually, I think when the bull run comes, it will fade away, and they will focus again on Bitcoin side more than in the cash reserves. But we have to understand that in the middle of the bear market, if this is a way to easy the waters, to make the for all the people who are not into Bitcoin, who don't understand or don't want to be into Bitcoin, if it is easier for them to invest in the company, I don't see why that is wrong. Obviously, to certain degree, right? If a strategy decide now to put 50% dollars and 50% Bitcoin, are not gonna make happy to do the Bitcoiners. But if it is something like 10%, right now is less than 10, right? Because
it's around 6 or 7, because I think it's 55 billion Bitcoin, 4 billion almost. So yeah.
Right. So let's say if it goes up to 10%, I will still see it as a reasonable measure. More than that is definitely a no-go for me personally.
Yes. And what do you think that I'm sure that they are increasing their cash reserve, and from where do you think they got the money? I would say they sold Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, again, considering the MNAV is compressed, I think it would be stupid to sell MSTR at these ranges. So I think, yeah, they will sell some Bitcoin. I don't know how much. We will see in a few hours with the official announcement. But yes, I think at this point they make it clear they already sell twice, 32 Bitcoin and then the 3,500. That didn't materially move the Bitcoin price. The Bitcoin market didn't panic. Actually, quite the opposite when they sell. So I think, yes, if they need to raise a few hundred millions or, I don't know, something less, they will for sure sell Bitcoin at this stage. I think they displayed which Bitcoins they sold during the Q2 earning call. I think they sold a cohort of Bitcoin that were with the cost base around 125,000, so almost at the top, so that they can benefit from some tax benefit on the balance sheet. So yeah, maybe they would go on the 123 threshold and sell, I don't know, 2,000-3,000 Bitcoin again. And that's actively managing their own balance sheet in order to put strength where they need. And again, I don't like selling Bitcoin, but I prefer at this stage selling Bitcoin in a high cost basis rather than selling MSTR at 1 MNAV.
Yeah. Yes, excellent. So, anything else to discuss today?
I don't know. I think we cover the main topics. Which, I mean, maybe we can talk also about Strive very quickly, because again, I think as of today there are only 2 companies doing this business model, and Strive, to be honest, has been surprisingly positive, very lean in their own operation, and again, I think they will today, conversely to Strategy, announce more Bitcoin. So I think Sailor and the team is looking to what Strategy did over the last 6 months, and they want to try to have something similar. Again, it's not possible because Strategy, as we know, is 50 times bigger than Strive, but I think the idea will be to go somewhere close to them. So probably we will see convertible debts and bond over the next year probably to be cancelled from the balance sheet. They want also maybe to repurchase and to remove some of the other preferred, maybe Stream, which I'm not even sure is trading in Europe, maybe STRD. Maybe they will keep STRF and STRK because they have like STRF is senior to Stretch, and STRK, there is this kind of convertibility feature that in a bull market might be appealing. But I think Stream and Stride, they want to remove it in the next year probably, because they want to transition into a more clean balance sheet and have STRC as the main product. So I think Strive is very illustrative to what Sailor and the team wants to achieve. And I think they're watching them very carefully.
Yeah, he literally said that because someone asked him if they are planning to add some other products.
No.
Which they absolutely not. It's not the focus right now. Totally the opposite. We want to be something more similar to Strive.
Mm-hmm.
So that, and then he goes to explaining that other than Stretch, he still don't understand why Strive is not performing as well as it is. Right? He considered the best one below Stretch, and but other than that, the convertible bonds, yeah, for sure are going to be removed at some point in the future, and eventually maybe some of the other prefers, maybe everything will be packaged into one thing, or just remove and keep Stretch by itself. We will see in the future, but that's the idea. They literally want to be a more lean company, without all these other external things that just distract people from the real thing.
Yes. So guys, I think we covered everything. Let's see what happens with Strategy today. Let's see how does the COLCARD issue evolve, and hope people can come back to self-custody and protect their Bitcoin and keep stacking.
Yeah.
So Marco, thank you very much for being with us today. For our audience, how can they find you?
Yeah, only on X, and the handle is Battistoshi93. So feel free. If you have also any question about what's happening with the COLCARD, again, I'm not the most technical, far from it, but I have a general understanding, so maybe I can help you with some general knowledge or pointing to some best practice or or some interesting content. So yeah, feel free to DM me.
What is your tariff, Marco, for that?
Zero. Just for the good of other people, like I'm doing with friends, family for many
We
years.
saw a case of a very popular guy who actually we like. We're not gonna name it here, but a guy who is very popular. We like him. It's a good dude, but he's just said that he just charged someone $400 per hour to advise to move the funds from COLCARD out to somewhere.
Jesus. Yeah.
So
Not-
even the Bitcoin Max sell business and see business everywhere.
Yes, that's the thing. But yeah, on the other side, the same. We are not technical, so but we can give some advice, of course, for free, and to everyone to be safe and to be quiet in these rough moments we are living in. So again, Marco, thank you very much for your time.
Thank
See
you.
you probably on the weekend or next week, discussing the things that we discuss every time we are together.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much, and thank you to everyone who is on the other side. If you like the episode, give us a like, subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media, because doing so you help us a lot to paint the world orange. See you in the next episode. Stay humble, stack sats, and remember, we are all Satoshi.
Bye, guys.